it's Iron Warrior Cosplay here in the workshop with something really different, and I'm really excited about this. So, there's a very good friend of mine named John Robertson who does The Dark Room. Check this out.
Oh yeah! We are about to play a game that is super easy, like your mom. The rules are simple. Rule 1, find the light switch. Rule 2, find your family. Rule 3, escape the dark room. If you escape, you get £1,000. If you fail, you die, you die, you die, you die. And now, clap your hands and welcome to the stage, the dark room. Time to play the game. It's all about the game, and how you play it. It's all about control, and if you can take it, it's all about your death, and if you can take it. Yes, sir! You are now inside the world's only live-action video game. Activating graphics. Ooh. Ah. Disappointing. Now, friends, if you are alive, make a noise for me now. Congratulations! You have survived the last 5 years of the entire planet playing itself on hard, bloody mode. You have survived the COVID main story, eluded the monkeypox DLC, made it past weird expansion. What is that Chinese balloon? Made it through last year's highlight. Hey, maybe leave the Titanic the hell alone.
Now, he's a legend, and I love him to bits. And recently, I got a message from him asking if I'd be willing to help repair some cosplay armor that he wears during his shows. And I was like, absolutely, I'm more than happy to help you fix that cosplay armor. So this was built for him by other cosplayers, I believe, but it has been violently loved by John for his shows. And if you've watched his shows, he jumps around, he does awesome stuff. Things are bound to break. So he has asked me whether I would be willing to repair this. Well, today this box turned up, and in this box is John's cosplay armor. So I'm going to get this unboxed, get everything laid out, and find out what the plan of action is. So I don't know how this is going to go together. I'm going to figure it out as I go, and hopefully get this fixed and sent off to him before the 10th, because he needs it for a show coming up. So fingers crossed, let's go. Okay, so this is John's armor. You die, love it. LED strips, a box here with some power bank, or power box even, remote control, and hopefully some LED strips. Yes, indeed. And some cable. Beautiful. Love that. Okay, instructions. Awesome. Okay. Now, if I'm right in saying, and I've been sent a picture of how this looked, if I'm right in saying these were something like this, I believe, and then these are the spikes that would go on top of each of these to then be illuminated. So these, I believe, are knackered, but it's wire, and I'll need wire. So wire is good. I have wire, but so there's that and the spikes, and then that's power. I bought my own power bank just in case, because power is awesome. Okay, so clearly with this, it's programmable. That's cool. Oh, you can also make it go to music. That's quite cool. Okay, so if I just, so you can set it to different colors. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. Right, not a problem. So I'm going to unravel this. So these are going to have to go back onto here. Cool. Okay, not a problem. Right, well, that's me figuring stuff out. That is literally how I figure stuff out. So I'm going to work on that. It does have a remote control, which has a battery and everything. So that's really cool. So I hope I can get that to work with it as well. And then, well, let's get this back up and running. I'm going to go get some glues. And yeah, there's a switch here that turns everything on and off. Because obviously John wears it, and then he'll need to flick that on when he says that he needs to be activating his graphics. He'll turn those on, and then we'll be ready. All right, so an update. Just to catch you up on what's happening. The old LEDs are pretty shagged. You can see this has been ripped off. While things have been happening, I don't know whether it got ripped off during a performance or not, but I've tried saving some of these, and unfortunately they're shagged. A bunch of LEDs are dead. So John did send me these backups. These are just a remote USB powered, just LEDs with audio and manual and just on and off. That's essentially what this was, you know, except this is more technical. With these LEDs, this can make them sort of breathe and like do different stuff. Then these LEDs are far better in terms of what they can do, thanks to this. But I don't have enough of these LEDs to do it. So what I've done is I unsoldered this USB cable from these LEDs and tried this. And all it does is make them rapidly pulsate in like a seizure-inducing flash, like flashes red, blue, and green, just continuously very, very bright, very, very annoying. So what I've done is I messaged John, and he's streaming right now. So I'm so sorry. But I asked whether I could just wire these up instead. And what I've done is I found a setting on them that just changes the colors nicely. I like that. I like that they can like slowly pulse to different colors, because you don't want just one color. But that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping John will be happy with that. Let me find the setting again, because as much as I like what he had before, unfortunately with what I've got and the time constraint I'm under, I can't quite do it. I'm trying to find there's so many settings on these. It's really nice. I'm just trying to find the breathing one. Just gonna find that. There we go. So hopefully this will be the setting that I put it on. If John is happy with it, I really hope so. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a bunch of wiring ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these on to the shoulders. So I'm gonna cut them at the soldering points and wire them up. I believe it's 7. I've counted. I think it's 7 spikes on the outside and then a few on the inside. I need to check those. Then I've got to do these. Now, as you can see, it's hard to show you guys. Maybe there's one here that's a bit better in terms of how I can show you. But because these have ripped off the LEDs, it's ripped part of the LED board off with it. This one actually has an LED still stuck in it. So I'm going to have to like sand these and drill them out so that these then can sit on top of these LEDs so that the light will shine through them. That's what I'm hoping for. Now another thing is these LEDs, there are 2 LEDs there and 2 LEDs there, but there's none in the middle, whereas these are just like, it's like LED, 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 LED all the way up. So they're going to be spaced apart a little bit more, but I'm going to try my absolute best. So right now, that's the current update. Hopefully when you guys come back, I will have gotten these cut and ready to stick on. I'm going to use the tape they came with, but I'm also going to use some 2-part epoxy glue or super glue for these, and then two-part epoxy glue for these. I haven't quite figured that out yet, but I will check back with you guys in a minute. So give me 2 seconds and I'll show you guys what I've done. All right, so I've spoken to John, and he said essentially do what you can, which I really appreciate because it's difficult with the damaged LEDs. I can't get the board to work with these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize these LEDs, and I'm going to put 12 on each shoulder, total of 24. I'm going to go smallest spikes at the front and then gradually work up to some big spikes, like the ones I've got here. John has already sent me, so little spikes and so on. They'll be glued tomorrow. The LEDs are going to be done tonight. The spikes go on tomorrow. And fingers crossed, it'll go back into the box safely without the spikes, the spikes getting like pushed inside the box in case it gets jostled a bit and broken. I'm hoping the two-part epoxy will hold them for good, essentially. But we'll see. It's this kind of plasticky material, this soft plasticky material. It'll have to be roughed up with some sandpaper first before I can fully glue them, but I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. Now, there was a button in here. I've replaced that with the box for the RGB for these. There's still a button there. There's a button right there. All John has to do is just put his hand on his shoulder essentially and push the button. I've got them wired up like this, so they fade from like red to yellow to green to like a teal to a white, a blue, then a really nice blue. So they think it runs through a spectrum like of the rainbow, and it runs really, really nice. Now, on this box in here is the button that changes them manually. Let's say John wants a different one. Luckily, it comes with a remote. So I've cable tied that in and hot glued the phone back to the pad. It is easily removable if he ever needs to, but the remote, you just pull this little plastic tab out to activate the battery, and then once you do that, you can shut them off or turn them back on. And when you turn them back on, it'll stay there. Well, obviously, John likes to do his activating graphics. So activating graphics, he can like press that button then when he's just talking to the audience, click, and it'll run. So I'm hoping that's okay. I hope that's something that works for what John wants. I really, really hope that's something he wants. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to check these next. I'm going to wire these to this side and do the same here. Now in the corners, I used to do this with my LED strips I had under my table and inside my old PCs. You get to a corner and you fold it sort of back on itself in like a 90-degree fold, and then you can bring it over, and I did the same to go up. So this has 12 LEDs, and the strip at the back is where the solder I've put on is, so I can basically get 4 wires, and I'm going to get 4 thin wires to wire. I've got these nice thin wires I can use. I'm going to get these 4 thin wires, I'm going to wire them across, and I'm going to tape them up, and they're going to go across the back to the next set of LEDs for the other side of the shoulder. And then once that's done, they'll be permanently sticked on, and then I'll do the spikes and glue those on. And fingers crossed, I'm going to say by Monday, but I'm hoping by Saturday possibly I can take this up to the post office. I'm going to try and get it into the box. If the spikes are too tall, because it came with the spikes off it, if the spikes are too tall, I'm going to try and put it in the same box, and I might put an extra piece of cardboard on top, just so that has space for the spikes, and then I'll duct tape the hell out of that and then post it back to John. So, right, this is what we're doing. It is 5 to 11. I'm going to get these sorted and then these sorted, and then I'm going to do the wiring tomorrow. So I'm going to solder those 4 connectors, wire them over, take them up, make sure they're nice and secure, possibly hot glue the ends, because I like putting hot glue at connection ends to like insulate them. And then once that's done, I can check them with the wiring again. Once it's done, spikes back on. I'm going to make sure I re-drill those so that they fit over the LEDs and actual like light can come all the way through them. And then once that's done, it can go back to John. I'm really excited to see him wearing it. I'm really excited to see what he thinks. So right now, I'm going to go do that, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, it's really late. I shouldn't be up this late because I've got a heavy goods training course tomorrow, but it is what it is. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Temporarily held on with clips. Both sides are ready. I'm going to stick them down tomorrow, and then do these, and then send it off to John Robertson so he can be the legendary dark room. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm really happy that it looks. This is a spike I removed one of the things off the bottom of, and I'm really happy with how much light shines through that. I think they look really good. I'm really hoping John is happy with this, but for now, it's time for me to go to bed. I shall see you all again in the next video, part 2. Bye for now. Hello everyone, and welcome to day 2 of fixing the dark room cosplay. Thank you again, John, for being such a legend yesterday on Instagram when we were chatting away. So my job today is, this is the issue. The old LEDs are still inside. See, they're still there on these spikes. That's another reason I couldn't use the old LEDs, is because obviously I couldn't really mount them. So my plan is to sand them and drill a hole in them. So as you can see there, they're hollow. So this actually fits inside that one, so it's hollow. Now, this hole is big enough, I'm using a drill, this hole is big enough that when I put 2-part epoxy around this and on the shoulder pad, this will sit in the 2-part epoxy with the LED in the middle of it, and this shouldn't go anywhere. This would have to get like snapped off, like wrenched off for it to come off. I have done 3, 6, 7, 8. I've done 9 so far, and I've got this many to go. So I'm going to do a hyperlapse. So here we go. And yeah, I'm really excited. So let's do this. So here we are at the gluing stage. I'm using 2-part epoxy, which I'm running out of. This is all I have left. I might have to run to Carmarthen to get some, but the only place I can see that sells it is B&Q, and it's the Gorilla Glue stuff, not the super cheap stuff. I use super cheap stuff because that's all I use for all my cosplays and props, and it's never failed me. But Gorilla Glue is astronomically expensive for what it is. This is really nice super cheap stuff, same as my super glue and stuff, my hot glue sticks, everything is like the really nice super cheap stuff. Because I've never had issues with it, it's always worked. I've tried the expensive stuff and I find it's not as good. But that aside, so far, things are looking great. This is what the LEDs look like so far, glowing through the spikes. Because I drilled out the old LEDs that were there, so they did used to glow through the spikes regardless, because that's what they used to do. But obviously they were still there, so I had to drill them out. And I made the hole a bit bigger, which means I can put some 2-part epoxy around the edge, and if some goes in, that's not a problem. Then I can just stick them on. These are quite solid right now. I'm really happy with how these are holding. So if these are almost set, my plan now is to move on to the next shoulder and then do this level the same, so about 6 or 7 spikes again on that shoulder. And then I'm going to flip the whole unit around and then balance it so that it's flat again and do the back part of the shoulder. I will do a full tour of this to show you guys what I've done. And I'm like umming and ahhing about doing some other bits for him, just to make it look a bit better if I can. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to see what I can do. John's basically gone, here you go, please fix this, do what you can, and I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm planning a stream tonight. It's day 2, obviously, like I said earlier, it's day 2. And I'm a bit worried in terms of the stream, because I told people that I wasn't doing a stream last night, because I'm not going to lie to you, I was tidying the workshop. I need to sort this tractor out, this tractor here, but I was also working on this, so I just didn't have time. Whereas tonight I'm thinking It's 7:10 now on Friday, and I'm kind of thinking I might go and do a stream and show this off and be like, hey, this is what I've been doing, da da da. I'm going to talk to John to see whether I can wear it. I don't even know if I can wear it, even if I wanted to, even if he said yes. I think I might be too big. But we'll see. John is a very skinny, very like hench and muscly, but very skinny man, and I am not those. So I'm a man, but I'm not tiny and hench. Like I'm not skinny and hench. I'm quite bulky and chesty and fat. So, but anyway, I'm going to glue the rest of these, and I might even go around with some black acrylic paint to hide the white LED strip. I'll see what I can do. But for now, I'm going to continue gluing these, and I'm going to support it with a bit of hot glue. Just to show you guys as well down here, I have all the spikes here in size. So I've got 2, 4, I've got 6 of those. I've got 4 here. I've only got 3 here because I've glued one up here. So that's how that works at the moment. I might have a spike left over. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, that's how it looks. I'm really happy with it. I love how the lights and stuff shine through it, and I think it's really, really cool. But for now, I'm going to crack on with it, because tomorrow I'm hoping to get this boxed up back into its original box that John sent me, modify it so it's slightly taller so there's more room for the spikes, and I might bubble wrap them a little bit just to try and protect them. But hopefully this arrives like safe with John before the 10th. I'm going to write fragile all over the box, like do not drop, fine china, like, you know, delicate glass, like whatever, just to make sure that whoever's delivering the box is super safe with it. It is going to be tracked and insured, because if it goes tits up, I want to make sure that it's insured. But yeah, this is going to be for John. I'm really, really excited. So from me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, I will see you guys in a moment. But for me, it'll be probably about an hour or so, because I have to wait for the glue to dry. So we'll see how it goes. I'll be back in a bit. Yeah, see you soon. You awake to find yourself in a dark room. Activating graphics. There you go. It is done. It's so cool to wear. I asked John if I could wear it. John was like, yeah, sure, go for it. I was like, okay, cool. So this is the dark room cosplay. By the way, it is far from my face. So when I do that and I turn my head, it looks like it's going to stab me in the eye, but it's not. It's totally safe. So they breathe. They change color. I'm really happy with how they look. The power pack is in here. I don't know how John does it, but the cable is here. So there's plenty of length you can... I thought that I could undo this piece of Velcro and fit it here, but my power bank's too wide. But this is what it looks like. Spikes are all done. I'm super happy. So I've got one more bit I need to do now before I pack it up and send it to John. I've just sent him a video. I really hope he likes it. So I've got a ton of stuff to tidy up. I've got to set up my stream, and I've got to have something to eat. So that's my job now, is I've got to finish this off, tidy that, set the stream, have some meat. And yeah, it's later than I wanted, but it's fine. I'm happy this works. I'm happy that John is happy with it. I mean, look at it. It's so cool. It glows and it's spiky. And look, it's mainly frontward facing. So this is why all the spikes are here, and the 2 LEDs are at the back, which I'm going to hide anyway. But I'm super happy with how it looks. John, I really hope you like it. The button is here. I keep going up one more instead of here. I keep going like a little bit too high. I keep going here. This one turns it on and off. And if you need to, there is a remote control. So I'll send you everything. I might even pop your remote control. Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm going to pop the remote control there. You can even turn it on and off here. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to pack all your stuff back, and the box and everything that came with it, including this, back into the box. And I'm going to post off to you tomorrow. But John, I hope you like it. I'm going to do you guys a full walk around in a second. But for me, Iron Warrior Cosplay, right this second. I'll see you in a moment. Bye for now. And here we have it, the finished article. How cool does that look? I've painted using acrylic and some flexi style paint. It's like a rubber based black paint. that I had spare. I've painted all of the LED wire and also the bases of the bottom of a bunch of the spikes. Oh, well, pretty much all of them, because then you get this really cool effect where it looks like the spikes are just part of the shoulder, as in it looks like they've just been like they've come through the shoulder, like they've just like it's just gone and they've just burst through the shoulders. And I'll show you really close up. See how I've made it look like they've burst out the shoulders using the paint? So it's all like a rubber-based paint that I've like moved around all of the different spikes. And it looks like they're coming out because of the LED wire and everything. It just looks so cool. I'm so happy with how it's come out. Genuinely, look at that. So I'm really happy with that. John, I really hope you like this. I'm over the moon at how it's turned out. Got the little remote there for you too. Your LED shoulder war armor for the dark room is ready. So, without further ado, you awake to find yourself in a dark room